but the gospel's not even to them.
The Bible rights gives any man a right to leave and divorce and leave his wife that'll cut her hair. That's the Bible. That's thus saith the Lord.
I am God's voice to you.
I challenge your faith. She is the lowest of all animals that God put on the earth. He's a pig to begin with.
Not a man, God. But it'll come through a prophet.
One of the key phrases of loaded language to watch for in a religious cult is the phrase, "with signs following." Cult leaders who use this loaded language are overloading the passage from the ending of the book of Mark, verses 17 and 18. "And these signs shall follow them that believe. In my name they shall cast out devils. They shall speak with new tongues. They shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay their hands on the sick, and they shall recover." Most scholars who examine the history of the Bible agree that this ending, which included this phrase, did not exist in the earliest manuscripts, and that the passage was added later to satisfy the reader due to the unusual ending of the book of Mark. Whether it was or not, cult leaders who overload this phrase give it greater emphasis than the rest of the pages of the book. Some go as so far as to say that this is the gospel, distracting members of their congregation from the gospel of Jesus Christ that is described in the book. The danger lies within the context of this loaded language and its application. Cult leaders who abuse this passage attempt to challenge God by testing its accuracy. Some churches indoctrinate their members to drink poison or to handle snakes during the services. William Branham used this phrase throughout his ministry, and as leader of the post-World War II healing revival, his influence is widespread. When touring with Roy Davis, Branham claimed that he and Davis collected testimonies confirming that Davis drank poison and converted many people to the gospel. Branham asked people to accept divine healing for the gift of the Holy Spirit. The danger comes in whenever a victim faces the sudden realization that God does not honor this challenge. John Alexander Dowie, who used this phrase to build his faith healing sect, convinced people not to accept proper medical care, and hundreds of people died in his healing homes, many of which he moved to the morgue under the cover of darkness. Dowie was the prototype for the modern faith healers such as William Branham, who touted the gospel of divine healing. When leaders in his movement began to realize that people being healed were dying, it became evident that challenging God had very little to do with the gospel or salvation. The sole purpose of this challenge was to convince people of the healing power of the man on the platform instead of the God being challenged.